then it's very clear that there are certain holes here and there. The conversation about whether things have functioned, whether we looked at education, whether we looked at health, which are critical services for which a budget is being created to see how you're going to fund them. And so the question marks then are already coming up. So then if we look at something like security, defense, whereby the very front lines and corridors of the nation ought to be protected, do we see that there is a lapse in its performance vis-a-vis the money that is being allocated in this budget?
A sitting president is on record saying that a third of our budget goes into corruption.
Yeah.
And it's properly documented, it's properly budgeted for, it's budgeted corruption. And so what you're saying essentially is there a possibility that there is a lot of wastage in our budgetary or in our public financial management system, and this wastage then is affecting service delivery as is expected or as is budgeted for? And the answer is yes. We've seen this in education, we've seen this in health, and as you've rightly pointed out, we've also seen this in security. Security receives a lot of money, and every time you have an issue, you are asked, weka mafuta, weka pesa ya mafuta, so that now we can pursue your matter.
And that budget should cover for all of these things.
It should.
The mafuta included.
It definitely should.
Okay.
Ama nunulia askari credit.
Yes.
Sababu hii maneno inakaa, we need to make several phone calls. And so some of those things are not met, yet are budgeted for. And so I think the gap majorly is a governance issue. And so more conversation. You know, these reports that the controller of budget gives 3 months in how we've managed budget, 6 months in how we managed budget, 9 months in, and that should be a very, very important conversation moving forward, because then it tells us whether, in fact, the money that was allocated for a certain function, we have what we call a program-focused budget, whether the money that was allocated for a certain program, in fact, did what it was supposed to do. Because you find, yesterday I heard that State House spent about 4 billion, which is unplanned for, after planning for themselves 27 billion. The question is, where did this 4 billion come from? Which sector, which program, which service was affected by such a decision? And so for me, I think the real issue, the real crust of it, our budgetary allocation as it is right now is legally sound, economically apt, and even scientifically in order. The bigger question is the follow-up of, was the money used properly on one end, and two, was the governance principles